Hey guys, this is 8 to 12 Gaming here. Welcome to my first episode of Wolcen Lords of Mayhem. Today we will be speaking about the endgame progression. We'll be touching base on how to plan your character, how to sustain gold and materials, and how to progress in the most efficient way. So without further ado, let's jump into the video. Let's start with quick free tips on planning out your character. Step 1. Think of a skill or a mechanic that you like the most and build around it. It is very important to pick something you really enjoy playing instead of just copying meta builds. Nevertheless, if you're brand new to the game and don't have a strong opinion on what you would like to play as your starter build, then go check some build reviews and pick something that does not have clunky mechanics or is not based on an endgame gear. The good part about Wolcen is that you can respec at any time of the game, and changing your build does not require to level up your character from the start. Step 2. Plan your passive tree and figure out what are the top 3 gear stats that you will be looking for. You can use Wolcen.dev site to theorycraft your build or just set up and save your build tree for future reference. I will leave the link for the passive skill tree planner site in the video description. Step 3. Decide on your passive skill tree pathing throughout the game. Since Wolcen does not punish one for dying, I suggest focusing more on damage nodes until around level 60. By this time you want to have your build almost fully functional. After a few more levels, at around levels 70 to 75, you'll notice a drastic change in experience requirement to level up. Thus, make sure your character gets some defense by that time already. In the second part of the video, I would like to talk about in-game economy and how to take advantage of it. In Wolcen, gold and crafting materials can be acquired in 3 different ways. First way, to drop it in expeditions. Finding loot is as straightforward as it gets, however there are a few quick tips to follow. To begin with, make sure you ramp up your expeditions by rolling 5 modifiers on it every single time. I did numerous runs to compare gold income with and without ramping up each run, and it's safe to say that bonuses you get for rolling map modifiers are worth the investment. Once you're done with the map, make sure you bring a full inventory of rare or higher grade items each time. Selling a full inventory of items to the vendor gives you about 30,000 to 100,000 gold per run. It is worth to note that jewelry gives the most gold, weapons are the second best to pick up, and armors are the least valuable. As you can see, weapons are around 20% more expensive, and jewelry is close to being twice more expensive than armors. Nevertheless, don't focus much on picking only specific items, as you can spend that time running a new expedition, getting XP, and bringing even more new loot. While picking up loot is important for your economy and progression, don't spend too much time checking every single item while progressing. Focus on 3 main stats your character thrives on, and if items don't have at least 2 of those stats already in place, just sell it and move to the next expedition. Second way of sustaining gold materials in Wolcen is questing. I'd like to emphasize that this is a very significant way that should be worked on along with farming expeditions. If you want to take the most from questing, I suggest always having 2 or 3 quests running that increase your productivity, give gold, affinity, or legendary materials in return. Trust me, you can craft a significant amount more legendary materials during quests than dropping in the expeditions. We'll get back to this a bit later in the video. Third way of sustaining gold in crafting materials is trading. While I was skeptical at first, I truly believe that trading with other players will have a huge part in this game, especially after developers will launch their first league with a fresh start for everyone. Unfortunately, the game does not have any automated trading system yet, thus all trades happen in community discords. I will leave 2 Discord links in the video description that I personally used to trade some of the cool gear I found. Third and the last part I want to talk about in this video is progress efficiency. As soon as you finish quests in story mode, you will unlock access to the End Game. Endgame in Wolcen is based on expeditions, and those are easily comparable with mapping in Path of Exile or doing Great Rifts in Diablo 3. Wolcen Studio took a bit different approach, and next to mapping you're also being offered to build and renovate your city. By doing so, you will earn additional rewards and gain access to upgrade your character and gear, as well as access to the absolute endgame, ogre bosses. Right after finishing storyline, you will have access only to 2 active missions at once. Thus, what you really want to prioritize is opening more active mission slots. First 3 missions under Stormfall Palace section will give you access to additional active quest slots, total of 5 that you can see here on the top left corner of the screen. Finishing an expedition will give you productivity points that are needed to complete quests. Amount of productivity points you acquire is based on 3 things: expedition level, number of modifiers per expedition, and productivity upgrades under the Stormfall Palace section that we've already spoke about. These are your priority quests, so make sure you always have one running. Besides prioritizing quests under Stormfall Palace, I highly suggest upgrading Stormfall Shipyard as soon as possible, and always keep an eye on quests that are available under Stormfall Trade Assembly and Seeker's Garrison. Once you will renovate Shipyard, you will start receiving quests that give legendary crafting material as a reward. That's an absolute goldmine, as from my experience, you can get this quest around every 3 expeditions. Other quests worth doing repeatedly are the ones that give gold and affinity. That said, I recommend having 1 quest increasing your production gains active, 3 quick and repetitive quests, and 1 filler quest active at all time when playing. That's it guys, those were my 2 cents on how to progress in Wolcen. If you enjoyed the video, click like, subscribe, and leave a comment about what build you're currently playing in Wolcen. Thank you for watching and see you next time.